Okay, so I wanted to do some more on this, the Kodiak, Alaska 1950 UFO incident. Um, let's dive a little bit more into this. See what we can dig up. So um, here we have, let's see. Let's see what all we can gather here. An abundance of good information appears in the FBI's files for 1950. The first item is a report from the old Office of Naval Investigation regarding UFO sightings on January 22nd and 23rd. 1950 in the area of Kodiak, Alaska. The report lacks a number of enclosures which were once with the original, but many details do remain. That's good. Subject was unidentified phenomena in the vicinity of Kodiak, Alaska. A report of sighting of unidentified airborne objects by various naval personnel. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here now. A summary of the information contained in enclosures 1 through 8 follows. Let's see. January 22nd. Lieutenant Smith, patrol plane commander of Patrol Squadron 1, reported an unidentified radar contact 20 miles north of the Naval Air Station, Kodiak, Alaska. When this contact was first made, Lieutenant Smith was flying the Kodiak Security Patrol. 8 minutes later, a radar contact was made on an object 10 miles southeast of Kodiak here. Lieutenant Smith checked with the control tower to determine known traffic in the area and was informed that there was none. During this period, the radar operator, Gasky, U.S. Navy, reported intermittent radar interference of a type he had never before experienced. Contact was lost at this time, but intermittent interference continued. At some point between 2 and 3, let's see here. Morgan was standing watch on board the USS Tillamook, which was anchored in the vicinity of Buoy 19 in the main ship channel. Morgan reported sighting a very fast-moving red glow light, which appeared to be of exhaust nature, seemed to come from the southeast, moved clockwise in a large circle in the direction of and around Kodiak, and returned, but in a generally southeast direction. So it returned? Huh. Morgan called Carver, also on watch, to observe this object, and they both witnessed the return flight. The object was... So it went one direction and then it came back the opposite direction. The object was in sight for an estimated 30 seconds. That's fast. No odor or sound was detected, and the object was described to have the appearance of a ball of fire about 1 foot in diameter. Okay? Okay. At about let's see here. I'm not exactly sure here. Let's see. So, um, conducting routine Kodiak security patrol, Lieutenant Smith reported a visual sighting of an unidentified airborne object at a radar range of 5 miles on the standard bow. This object showed indications of great speed on the radar scope. The trailing edge of the blip gave a tail-like indication. At this time, Lieutenant Smith called attention of all crew members to the object. An estimated 10 seconds later, the object was directly overhead. Oh, wow. Indicating a speed of about 18 miles per hour, Lieutenant Smith climbed to intercept and attempted to circle to keep the object in sight. He was unable to do this as the object was too highly maneuverable. Subsequently, the object appeared to be opening the range, and Smith attempted to close the range. The object was observed to open out somewhat, then to turn to the left and come up on Smith's quarter. Wow. Smith considered this to be a highly threatening gesture and turned out all lights in the aircraft. 4 minutes later, the object disappeared from view in a southerly direction. Wow. Imagine seeing this, imagine being one of like these officers or personnel and experiencing all this. That'd be so crazy, in 1950, in 1950, that would be even crazier. Really, I mean, nothing was like that. We didn't have anything like that. Nobody did. It wasn't, there's no way that thing was man-made. And we all know that. So, the day following Lieutenant Smith's sighting, Lieutenant Kosser and Lieutenant Barco of Patrol Squadron 1 were conducting the Kodiak security patrol and sighted an unidentified object. So it came back the next day? I don't know if I reported this in my first video. At the time of the sighting, the aircraft in which those officers were embarked was approximately 62 miles south of Kodiak. Okay. Just trying to... Okay, the object appeared to be on an ascending westerly course and was in sight for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a long time. During this period, the object was observed by Lieutenant Kaiser and Barco and Paulson, the plane captain. At no time was radar contact made on the object. Lieutenant Kaiser was unable to close the object at 170 knots. Oh my gosh. So they were in the air too seeing this, or... Dude, this is crazy. Wow. So I wonder if it was like the same... Well, I guess we'll find out. The objects sighted have been described as follows. To Lieutenant Smith and crew, it appeared as two orange lights rotating around about a common center, like two jet aircraft making slow rolls in tight formation. It had a wide speed range. Okay, so that was the first, well... Okay, that was the January 22nd sighting, and I think this is also to Morgan and Carver. It appeared as a reddish orange ball of fire about 1 foot in diameter, traveling at a high rate of speed. So that's still the first day's sighting. The second day's sighting is here. To Kauser, Barco, and Paulson, it appeared to be a pulsating orange-yellow projectile-shaped flame with a regular period of pulsation on 3 to 5 seconds, off 3 to 5 seconds, and off 3 to 5 seconds. What? This one's a little different, isn't it? Later, as the object increased the range, the pulsation appeared to increase to on 7 to 8 seconds and off 7 to 8 seconds. What the heck is this thing? This is one of the most legit UFO cases I have ever come across. By far, one of the most interesting too. A check with the Navy Weather Center, Kodiak, Alaska Central. The Navy Weather Central, Kodiak, Alaska, revealed that balloons were released at the following times: 22nd of January, 23rd of January. Let's see, on 23rd of. Well, these aren't no balloons. Come on. On the 23rd of January, winds aloft at 1,000 feet were reported. While the object was reported to be on an ascending westerly course. In view of the fact that no weather balloons were known to have been released within a reasonable time before the sightings, it appears that the object or objects were not balloons. If not balloons, the objects must be regarded as phenomena, possibly meteorites. No, they're not meteorites, the exact nature of which could not be determined by this office. The possibility exists that incidents covered by so-and-so might be jet aircraft. However, there is insufficient intelligence to definitely identify the unidentified objects as aircraft. Aircraft? Come on. Several reports of similar radar interference have been received. It is possible that this is interference from another radar in the vicinity, malfunctioning of components within the radar set, or both. Many of the previous reports of radar interference tend to indicate local interference generated within the aircraft. This looks more like external interference from sources outside the aircraft than previous reports, though it is far from conclusive. These reports are always of interest, it says. It is quite obvious that the Navy went to every effort to explain away the reports, although paragraph 2C bore the handwritten notation ? Indicating puzzlement as to how to explain this feature. Also, the F2 opinion failed to take into account the visual nature of the sightings. With all things considered, the Kodiak reports are positive evidence that the UFO subject is well deserving of scientific attention. After reading reports like this, which seemed to contradict the official Air Force policy of UFOs being unimportant, J. Edgar Hoover asked the following in a March 50 note: just what are the facts about flying saucers? A short memo as to whether or not it is true, or just what the Air Force, etc., thinks of them. The Air Force produced the standard reply of misidentifications, weather balloons, etc. Whether this satisfied Hoover or simply exasperated him is unknown, but the UFOs continued to fly. Okay, well, What a story. Holy crap, man. Um, so I mean, it appeared to go at them in a threatening manner. I mean, it's crazy. This is crazy. So more on the Kodiak, Alaska UFO case. Um, there's probably further to go over too on this. I mean, this is a good one for sure. So yeah, let me know any further comments and thoughts below, and I'll wrap the video up here now. Now, really good case, and we'll come out with some more UFO reports here shortly.